has Lewy body's dementia, and that's now quite advanced, and has no real mobility in terms of walking. I can care for him on my own still, which I do, so we have no carers coming in. He is completely dependent on me for his social care and his physical needs. This was all going as swimmingly as it can be until back in April when I broke my left wrist. I was walking the dog, slipped over, went down on my hand. It's obviously not a major injury, but at the time it was excruciatingly painful. As I was at the hospital, I said, I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm a carer. And they said, oh, you'll obviously need somebody to help you, at least initially. And they acted very quickly. They referred me that day to the rapid response team, which is an NHS team, and assured me that they would be able to respond. So that was on a Wednesday. Thursday morning, I had a call from them. Meantime, with the help of my daughter-in-law, I'd managed to manage the evening stuff and the early morning stuff with you. Anyway, they called me on the Thursday, very apologetic and terribly nice, but said actually they couldn't help because it was me, the carer, who had injured herself and not my husband, who was the patient. And because he hadn't injured himself, they weren't able to help, which seemed to me completely ridiculous because actually my injury rendered him much more vulnerable than he was otherwise. Anyway, they said, no worries, go to social services. I will put a referral through to adult social care and they will contact you and be able to help. They contacted me the following day. Social services phoned me. Again, extremely nice, really helpful, but weren't able to help. They had absolutely no capacity, so they weren't able to help directly. They suggested that I should contact a private agency in order to get care in, which I'd kind of already thought of, but because I was assured that I'd be able to get emergency help, I hadn't done that. I did contact a carers agency, but they're not an emergency service either. So I was faced with an entire weekend and having to manage. I actually fell over myself, tripping over all this equipment around the place, but fortunately didn't do any more damage. We muddled through over the weekend. The pain got a bit less. I found I could do a bit more, and we found different ways of doing things so that there were still things that were really difficult, but I managed. First hurdle, that because I wasn't the patient, but the carer, they still couldn't help. The hospital, they said, oh yeah, you'll definitely get help. Don't go to a carers agency, they'll help you. Here I am caring solo at home, unpaid. And when there's an emergency, no one can help me. It made me feel very vulnerable, as well as actually quite cross that the system wasn't managing that.